Greetings and a warm welcome to this week's edition of 401k Real Talk. This is Fred Barstein, contributing editor at wealthmanagement.com's RPA channel and CEO at Shroud, TPSU, and 401k TV. I review all of this week's stories and select the most important and interesting ones, providing open, honest, and candid discussion you will not get anywhere else. So let's get real. First story. After trying unsuccessfully to resolve their issues with Fidelity, Pantera's CEO called out the Boston behemoth for banning their services. Pantera allows DC participants to enable their personal financial advisor to safely and securely manage their retirement accounts without gaining access to the participants' credentials or the ability to withdraw assets. While individuals can choose their own financial advisor and provider, participants in retirement plans are limited to the choice made by their employer. Not allowing them to use their personal advisor to manage their DC accounts further limits their choices, claims Pantera's CEO. Citing cybersecurity issues, Fidelity does not allow participants to enable third parties to access their accounts. The convergence of wealth and retirement, which Fidelity has been leveraging for decades, is pitting advisors and record keepers against each other, with the conflicts only expected to heat up as the stakes get higher. Next story, Veswell, which claims to manage 85% of state auto IRA programs, announced that it has been named the administrator for the New York State Secure Choice Savings Program, which requires employers with 10 or more employees in business for more than 2 years to offer a retirement plan. Participants are placed into a Roth IRA through payroll deduction with no cost to the employer. While 20 states have enacted similar programs, according to Georgetown, which started with Oregon, California, and Illinois, and 1 million participants according to AARP, many employers would prefer more traditional retirement programs where they can provide a match, leading to an explosion of new plan formation. Veswell seems to be winning most of the state mandates over its closest rival, Ascensus, leveraging new technology that CEO Aaron Shroom claims allows them to set up accounts in less than 4 minutes. Next story. Leveraging the explosion of new plan formation, Aboon, an AI-powered digital TPA founded in 2023, has raised $17.8 million led by Bain and notably Edward Jones, which is partnering with a limited number of TPAs, including Aboon, to enable their almost 20,000 advisors to help clients create and manage retirement plans. While some thought that PEPs would do the trick, it seems that many BDs, like Jones, prefer to work with TPAs, though most, not all, have limited technology resources unable to simplify and streamline plan formation and service. It will be interesting to see how Aboon fares and whether other TPAs step up. Next story. Lots of top-of-the-house personnel moves, which signals the changing of the guard for these firms. Ascensus's CEO and longtime industry exec David Musto is turning the reins over to Nick Good and will serve as executive chairman. Meanwhile, World Advisors, formerly PensionMark, announced that CEO and founder Troy Hammonds is stepping down, replaced by Ed Walters, who had led Lincoln's wealth division. Ralph Haberly, late of Capital Group, who recently moved to Edelman Financial Engines as president, was named interim CEO as Jay Shah stepped down after efforts to sell the firm were halted. And John Epham, Upham, president of Sageview, was tapped to lead Creative Planning's retirement division after they acquired his old firm. Previously, Jason Crane of Ascensus left to become president of Lincoln Financial's retirement group, replacing Ralph Ferrara. And though not top of the house, Greg Porteous, formerly head of State Street's advisor-sold DC division, resigned to lead Blue Owl's retirement initiatives, and Paul Quinlan was named to lead Blackstone's U.S. DC group. Lots to unpack and very telling, as well as significant for these firms and our industry. Finally, as CITs seem to be taking over the RPA retirement industry at the expense of mutual funds, it's important to not just reflect on why this is happening now, even though CITs have been around forever, but how it changes the due diligence process for plans and advisors. Read my recent wealthmanagement.com/RPA column about what advisors should look for when choosing a CIT trustee and what this boon says about the changing dynamics of our industry. So those were the most important and interesting stories from the past week. I listed a few others I thought were worth reading, covering law firm faces court sanctions for disclosing confidential information to the DOL. Matthew Eichmann warns advisors about a rise in conflicts of interest. John Hancock and MIT release a longevity index. The New York Times' Andrew Ross Sorkin warns private investments could lead to the next big stock market crash, and Blackstone launches a DC division. Please let me know if I missed anything or if you'd like to comment. Otherwise, I look forward to speaking to you next week on 401k Real Talk.